Kick Him in the Head is a podcast that takes an inside look at the world of mixed martial arts, featuring interviews with some of the top fighters from South Africa and around the world, with a focus on the EFC and UFC promotions. Join us as we delve deep into the techniques, strategies, and mindsets of these world-class athletes, learning from their experiences and gaining insights into what makes a successful fighter in the toughest sport on earth. Kick him in the head! Hello everyone, welcome to the Kick Him in the Head podcast all about MMA. And as you know, we're always talking everything that's amazing in the fight world. Today we have a jam-packed show. Shaheed, how are you doing?
Morning, my homie. I'm very good. And you? Amazing things have been happening in the MMA world, and we will be discussing just a tiny snippet because so much going on. I mean, it's hectic, man, hectic. How you be doing?
I'm good. But I mean, talking about hectic, EFC 105 last week was crazy. Absolutely insane.
Wow.
What an event.
Barn burner. I mean, we watched from start to finish all those fights.
Knockout, first round, knockout, first round, knockout, first round. What?
And then that the epicenter, the piece de resistance, the crescendo, that title fight was hectic. King Shaka, as we now refer to him, the champion and well-deserved. That was a fight. Musa put up such a strong fight. And I think if it was Fantonde, he would be the champion right now. But he didn't expect that wrestling pedigree, man. Gee whiz, it was insane.
I was so impressed by everything they were doing on the ground. The grappling, the wrestling, the way they turned each other so many times and in such a skillful way. The level of their ground game impressed me. But like you said, he didn't expect to have I guess, wrestling at this point aficionado in King Shaka when he was training. You know, he was training for Fantonde, which is a completely different mindset. Not that it's an excuse for him, because I think after the fight, he mentioned that he dislocated his shoulder in the first round sometime, and he actually had to push it in on King Shaka's thigh, and then he tried to continue fighting, but he just couldn't make it. And that's why at the end of the fight, you know, he had his shoulder up and couldn't really move. But what King Shaka did was phenomenal. I've seen him fight before. You know, he's the previous champion. But how he's won the second title and the level of skill that he's got since he's gone to Team CIT from his last fight is, I mean, I can see why they have the number one ranked middleweight in the world from Team CIT. Phenomenal.
It's the truth, man. You know what? The biggest letdown in the South African game has been our groundwork. I think we come from a history of boxers. This country has probably the greatest pedigree of boxers. We've got people that have fought Mike Tyson, that have fought what's his name, Handley, for titles and things like that. We've got amazing strikers in our country. We've got amazing kickboxers. I think we're bringing up the pedigree of our style of groundwork, and we're seeing how important it is. And you can be a great striker if somebody with great wrestling and great groundwork gets their hands on you, it's finished. It's over. But UFC Fight Night, man. Were you watching?
Home. No, unfortunately, I was traveling, so I didn't get to watch it. But how was it? How was that fight night?
It was dirty, man. It was dirty. Some dirty things happened. I mean, there was Norma versus Chandler. I think that's probably people are gonna be talking about that for a while.
Chandler, that's the one thing I did see on social media. I saw her running.
But let me give you some background. Let me give you a little bit of background into Chandler there. Chandler was calling out Ronda Rousey. Now later on in the show, we're going to be discussing a little bit of Ronda Rousey return. Hey, I don't know about that, but Chandler saw it best to call out Ronda so she could get that clout chasing situation. And then Norma came along. Norma gave her the right boom, and then she got it. She got hit in the face, and she was like PTSD, and she just turned around and she ran. She was doing 100-meter sprints. She was Usain Bolt for those 4 seconds. It was like it was really funny. And hey,
Uh,
when you got a big mouth, be prepared to be punched in it. You know what I'm
now this is
saying?
very true. This is very true.
And
If
then
you don't,
oh, sorry. No, I was
no,
just giving
go
you a
for it.
little bit of a rundown.
Yes,
And then we had some interesting fights from then on. It was a normal fight night, if I can say. Um, the best thing about it probably was the running away. And then we come to Jack Della and Basil. I think people are a bit upset with that. They don't think Jack really won. It's just a bit sad. And then Holly, hey Holly, I think it's time to hang up the gloves, girl.
what was the
Yeah.
result there?
Bruno Silva took it, I think, in the first round. It was headlock on the cage. She had her in, and then she just tapped. It was pretty sad, man. What do you think about Holly Holmes, man?
I agree with you. At some point, you have to hang the gloves up. For example, Luke Rockhold, he still looked good. He still had skill. He could beat me. He could beat a lot of fighters. But at the end of the day, when you get to a certain age, you get to a certain level of, I guess, success. She's won the title before. You know,
Mm,
you might as well just hang it up. You're not chasing a goal that you have not attained.
exactly. That's very
So,
true.
you know, if it's time, it's time. And I think for her, it might just be time. Mind you, she might also be able to beat me too, but it's okay.
Yeah, man. I've seen Holly do some very
She's
horrible
insane,
things to a lot of
yeah.
people, and I think we
Especially that
always
head kick
talk
on
about
Ronda
this.
Rousey. Hello. I mean,
Pound.
she might as well be the
Yeah.
logo.
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful head kicks out there. I mean, we could put Rose. I got a little crush on Rose. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We could put Rose as the head kicker, but I digress. Let's talk about something else. People can't know about that too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm airing out my dirty laundry here. Hey, you know what I'm
So
saying?
there's also UFC 290. I said 2FC. UFC 290 happened about 2 weeks ago. But I think we've got a separate episode on that, and we go into depth on UFC 290 because it was crazy. Dricus versus Israel. Can't wait for it. And we had those amazing title fights.
I just need to mention. Do you know what? The reason why you are the main host of the show is because I need to tell these people what you told me, man. We were discussing angles about how to talk about this, just like a tiny snippet, guys. And this guy sitting right here, he said to me, "Do you know what the most wonderful thing about this is? Is that we got these two guys fighting for the right to be African." You said that, yeah, and I think that is probably the most prolific thing that can be said about what is happening here. We have two men from Africa that were born in Africa fighting for the right to be African. And what you said there was just so poignant, and wow, it really drives it home, and it makes me proud to be living in this country. It's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
man. Tell me about it.
Uh,
I mean, they're even fighting to be part of different parts of the continent, and that just shows the vastness. It's not even one country; it's two different parts of the continent. But they're saying African. We want to be African.
it's really beautiful the way you made me think about it, the way you made me see what is actually going on. It's awesome, and I think it's just a beautiful way to look at it because of the negativity that's around it, man. It's pretty deep, but let's look at the positive. Let's look at the beautiful. Let's fight to be African, baby. Woo!
Speaking of which, we have some amazing fighters on the continent, obviously, and we have an amazing flyweight bout that's coming up in the EFC between Terence Balelo and Gift, the Day Walker. We've got the Black Panther versus the Day Walker. I mean, it's like Blade versus the Black Panther.
Yo, can you imagine? Can you imagine? That fight
Dude,
would be insane. Wesley Snipes can kick the out of people. I'm just saying, you know. And
it's gonna be a fight.
Gift brings a lot of dirty tools to that fight. He is the veteran. Terrence is coming in as the young gun. And you know what? Young guns have a tendency to surprise. Everybody's thinking that experience, well, hey, let's not let's not undermine experience, but Terence does bring something exciting to the table. He brings a hunger. He speaks about his family and how he talked to his grandmother and said he was going to be fighting in the EFC, and now he is. He told her he was going to be a champion, fighting in a championship fight, and now he is. I think we see special things like that only so often. People that have the confidence to just say their mark, say their piece.
Yeah.
And Terence certainly has that confidence. He has that essence about him. And I love Gift. We were talking about
No.
him at 105. He's
Yeah.
he's he's uh
The coolest
he's
dude. Like
he's
Gift is just so awesome.
I think you said it. He's one for the boys. The
Yeah,
boys.
that's right.
No boys. Hopefully, we got some boys on the channel here, just scoping it out. But Gift is the boys fighter. Bru-
Like if you want to fight, you
so
want Gift there. Like, hey, Gift is there for you. Like, yo, listen, I'm there. Let's get it.
he brings back schoolboy memories and all the good ones.
And I
So
think
yeah,
skill wise, if I take it from the previous fights, because I've actually seen Gift fight a few times, he
mm,
is definitely the champion for a reason. There's a
yeah,
reason why he is on top of the hill. And based on what Terrence brings, what the Black Panther brings to the hexagon, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. Like between Zulu versus Setwape and this fight, wow, EFC is definitely getting their cards together and they're putting together some good fights. Very, very good fights.
yeah. And I think they are legitimately creating routes to the international space. These guys are pushing for their fighters. They want us to be seen as a pedigree, to be seen as, because the more we see them as a pedigree, the more we can have viewage on the EFC, the more fighters go to the UFC, the more money there is in Africa. We've been making that dollar. Hopefully, there's a sponsorship in there. I hope you guys are listening somewhere. Sponsorships, you know what I'm
100%.
saying?
And you won't have to have incidences like Trevor Garimbo, who had to go and had to live on $7 in Miami before he won his last fight, because then there'd be better exposure, better sponsorship. You'd be able to get the fighters over there easier without having to go through all that. So, yeah, amazing stuff. But we've also got, speaking of international promotions that are doing amazing things, Brave
Mhm.
73 coming up. Now, I'm not sure how much you know about Brave.
Don't know that much. I've only ever watched something if somebody tells me there's somebody I know in it. You know what I mean? I Hamza is the biggest success story from Brave. We do have a couple of South African fighters that are doing very well there. I know there's a guy, Chad Honeycomb. I used to grapple with him back in the day. He's doing big things there, and I know we spoke about it in the last episode. That exciting situation. Give me the homie's name.
Eliza Kubanza with that spinning head kick. Oh,
Kubanza.
spinning head kick, take
I
a head
love
kick.
that name. I love it. Kubanza.
Boom.
You can shout that. You can shout that. I swear. Kubanza.
Exactly. So
um,
that's really what made me think Brave has to be a promotion we cover because if I look at the fights that they're having there, they are putting together some very high level, very technical fights. And like you said, you've got success stories like Hamzat going over to the UFC and doing phenomenal things. So I think I'm looking forward to Brave 73. There's a local African fighter in the Bele who's also fighting for the Bacon Bantamweight title at Brave 73. So that sounds like it's going to be a very exciting fight.
yeah. All these vacant gold lying around,
Oh,
bro. I love it.
no one wants to pick it
Vacant
up,
gold.
punch
Yeah.
someone, pick it up. That's it.
Yeah.
Kick someone in the
Kick
head,
someone in
pick
the
it up.
head.
I mean, that's all needs to happen. You have to go.
That's exactly it. That is exactly it. Need to kick somebody in the head to get that shit going. Speaking about big fight headlines and vacant titles, man. Um, I shed some tears this week. Sweet dreams to Sweet Dreams Hill for a little bit as the champion. It's sad, man. I love that guy's story. I loved his vibe. I loved his situation, and yo, I don't know, man. I'm just sad. I'm really really sad. I would have loved to see him and is it Jiri? What
Yuri
I do
Prohaska.
Yuri
Prohaska.
Praska. Yo, that man, that is a dangerous homie. He's running in the cold water. He's fighting bears. He's jumping on eagles. That's like a caveman coming to the realm of samurais and just destroying people. That guy is insane. I would love to see him fight John Jones or against even Israel. It'd be awesome. But it's just sad, man. It's just sad. But I have seen some interesting things about the vacant title. Apparently, Jan and Alex are going to be fighting for it at 291. What are your
That
thoughts on
makes
that,
a lot
man?
of sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. You can't now think about when you want to schedule it. Jan is number, I think, Alex, okay, Alex is just coming in. Jan is number one or number two, somewhere
Mhm.
there, but he's in the right position to fight for it. So I think that's actually brilliant. And we've been talking about Alex. Look, Alex is having a free ride here. Okay. I don't
Mm,
understand how this guy is having the freest ride I've ever seen, but well done to him, honestly. If he
yeah,
gets this title fight, well done to him because he literally came into the UFC, 3 fights, title shot, champion. Lost
but
it,
that is
and now he's going for another title. Insane.
it. That's the power of Israel Adesanya. That is the power of Israel Adesanya. I think so
That's so true. 100%.
because he is the only person to have legitimately beaten Israel. And then he came into the UFC, and it blew up. His name was so synonymous, interlinked with probably the biggest superstar right now in the UFC, and that is how big Israel is. He fought against
Chael,
Israel. Yeah, tailgating. You just said it.
so Chael Sonnen said that Israel isn't fighting for gold. The only person who needs to be worried about Israel Adesanya is Conor McGregor, because Israel is coming for superstar status. That's what he's aiming for. So he's actually aiming for Connor's title as the biggest draw card of MMA ever. That's really what Israel's going for now. So it's 100% what you're saying. If Alex can go from an MMA nobody and in 10
Exactly.
months get 2 title shots in 2 weight divisions,
Yeah.
what does that say about the name of Israel? So that's 100% right. He's literally reaching superstar level where he's literally making names as he goes
Yeah.
along. Him fighting Dricus. If Dricus blew up when he decided to say, I'm an African fighter, and then Israel was like, whoa, hold up. That's when Dricus really
Exactly.
started going into the stratosphere. So, and probably what got him the number one title shot, other than the fact that he was kicking ass, kicking ass, beating everybody
Yes.
from Darren Till to Derek Brunson. But be that as it may, I think 100% Israel is definitely the UFC superstar right now. Connor, we're waiting for you. I thought we weren't going to talk about Connor today, but there we go.
He always worms his way into the situation. And
Because
that
he's
is
still the
what,
biggest name in MMA.
but he's fighting for the relevance, man. He's juicing it up, he's drinking it up, he's coking it up. I don't know what's happening there. I, I, I actually just wanted to stop. I actually just wanted to stop. I want to focus on this. I want to focus on real fighters doing real things, man. The Connor, you're a bit of a loser, man. Uh, you can kick my ass any day of the week. I'm not even gonna like. Let's not even go into that side of the conversation. The point is that you ain't doing nothing to entertain the fans except be Paris Hilton. You know what I'm saying? Reality TV show over here. Exactly. Come on, right? Your boy's a
Um,
Paris Hilton.
Look, I was what I would call a Connor hater for a long time until until after his leg break and way after his leg break, maybe about a year ago. I can't remember what I saw. Then I was like, oh yes, after he got hit by he was on a bike and got hit by a car. Did you see that?
Oh, no, no, I didn't. I
He,
didn't. I
he was
didn't.
cycling somewhere and some dude hit him full on onto the windscreen, everything. He fell off the car, got up, and then he checked on the driver, like, are you okay? And then they got in and he was like, damn, that was close. And they drove off together. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow. See,
Yeah,
no, but
it was really weird.
that's how you deal with normal people. I mean, these guys are basically superhuman. These fighters that go around, they're training every single day. They're hyped. They waiting for fights. I mean, Zulu Boy took that fight on what 3 4 days notice, and he
Basically, yeah.
performed. And it just
Nah,
shows
yeah.
that these guys are training all the time. There is no such thing as a short notice fight in the leagues we playing in, because a short notice fight can bolster you to the top so quickly. So nobody is sitting around in their laurels when it comes to where the leagues we playing in. And they're basically superhuman at this point, man. So it's nice to see that Connor in a awkward situation can just be a nice guy. That's awesome to see. But
That's
I
literally what
will
convinced me. But
I, I will not condone. I will not condone you bolstering off your name and doing nothing. Go make a TV show, go make movies. I'd love it. It's like I wanted to speak to Coxon. Coxon for me in the EFC as a fighter. I believe we should be pushing these guys into movies. He got knocked out in the first round, and it was really sad, man. I hate seeing it. We should really push our guys into the different spaces. I mean, look at Cowboy Cerrone. Look at Cowboy doing it for his family. He's been taking steroids now. He feels like he's 27. Life is good. We need to be pushing our homies into the same sort of situations. We can make Coxon. He can be in a movie. He could be a bad guy in a movie. Easy, easy game.
fair. But speaking of coming back, Ronda Rousey's coming back to the UFC. That's what we're hearing. What are your
Yo,
thoughts on that? I mean, Ronda Rousey,
yo, UFC
third time,
300.
second time?
The mythical card is going to be insane. Ronda. Hey, I have never, ever been a fan of Ronda Rousey. When she went to the WWE, I became less of a fan of Ronda Rousey. Um, you know what? I think she should stay in the WWE and try to beat Becky. What's her name? Becky the
Becky
Man.
Lynch.
Becky the
Becky
Man
Lynch.
Lynch. Try beat Becky. Try get a title there, and then we'll see if we want you back in the UFC. What do you think? How do you feel about Ronda, man?
I guess I would use the word conflicted. I'm a big WWE. I wouldn't say fan. I don't really watch much anymore, but
Yeah.
I guess if she does come back, it would. It might. Oh, then again, Brock did it. Brock was WWE, MMA,
No.
then went back to
No.
WWE.
No. 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 No.
I know it's not
No.
the same thing,
No.
but
No. Brock Lesnar. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go on. I will talk about the
no. What
amazing
about
man.
Brock? Look,
Brock
all I'm
Lesnar
saying
is
is
fucking
back and
awesome.
forth is okay. Yes, he is. I mean, honestly, what he did, what he's done, and as an athlete, gone from an All-American, etc., phenomenal.
Mm.
But as a draw card, I mean, that's what we're talking about. I mean, if you want to pull in names, if you want to pull in numbers, if you want to pull in revenue, you use names. And Ronda is a name. She was in the Expendables. I mean,
She was expendable.
she was in the Expendables. Expendables 2. She is an
Randy Couture
expendable.
was in Expendables. Randy
Fair
Couture
enough.
was in Expendables, and we're not asking
And
him to
he's a
come
legend.
back.
I bet she's going to be in a grappling competition just now in one of the invitationals.
Yeah, probably Jews. Probably. Do you know what name? I'll drop a name that'll bring Logan Paul. Logan Paul, man. Logan Paul versus Paddy the Baddy. I have no
So if we're
idea.
talking WWE and UFC, I mean, Logan's doing it all now. And he can kick
Exactly.
now, apparently. I saw a video. He can kick now. So he's like, hey, I'm ready.
You know what? Logan is huge. He grapples with like Costa and Israel and those guys. He's grappling at a middleweight to lightweight level. And now he's calling out Paddy the Fatty
Patty.
Baddy. So
He's a lightweight.
Paddy the Fatty Baddy. He might be a light heavyweight right now because he's not training. But I think it's unrealistic. It's an unrealistic call out because Logan is huge. He's big, man. He's a big boy. And I mean, we saw uh, the weight difference between him and Floyd was insane.
Yes, but if you take it from that context, that's exactly what it is. He does go for smaller fighters. That's he's not a professional. He's
Yeah.
not a professional mixed martial artist either, and he is fighting a professional mixed martial artist. So for me, I think it's fair enough. Paddy's skill versus Logan's weight advantage. Let's get it. Of course, I don't know which commission would sanction it, but sure, whatever. Because that's not even a catch weight. I don't know what that is.
Hey, if Patty keeps on the weight he has, could be the
But
situation. You know what I'm saying?
that'll be interesting to see if he manages to keep on that weight or keep on any weight after training.
All I can say is that weight cut is designed for that advantage. You cut your weight, right? And then you come and you rehydrate like a trucker. And you come back and all of a sudden you're like, and then boom, and you're walking around like, I mean, Max Holloway walks around weight, I think at like 90 or something, and then he weight cuts like insane weight cut, and then you rehydrate your body. So I don't know if we can get Logan like a super dirty weight cut and then rehydrate him like huge, it would be awesome. I mean, people were going on about Dricus. They were like, what's this boy on? Is he really a middleweight? Can he really fight at this weight? He is so like bulky when he came on to the when he came on to fight. Everybody had the comment that he looked so much bigger than he did at weigh-ins.
Mm,
But that's rehydration, man. That's
mm.
rehydration. And if your boy is doing something funny, I think that he's gonna get caught. But I
Yeah,
honestly, I didn't. You can't play at that higher level and be silly like that, which I don't think your boy is silly in the least.
fair enough.
So
Fair
yeah.
enough. Who's your favorite fighter of the week? Who's your fighter of this week? Like, who are you looking forward to seeing?
Ooh. I actually, you know what? All this homie talk and people saying that you ain't a real homie. There's only one guy I know that is a consummate homie, no matter who, no matter what. Michael Perry, transcending racial bounds every time, all the time, making everybody feel comfortable. There ain't no wrong when you Michael Perry. So just
Platinum
on the
Mike Perry.
basis just on the basis of all the racial talks we've been having, Michael Perry is a transcendent homie that everybody loves, and I think we should all just calm down about the racial situations and be a little bit Mike Perry with it, y'all. And that's why Mike Perry is my fighter of the week. Who's your favorite fighter of the week, my homie?
Terrence the Black Panther Balelo. Three fights in the EFC,
Oh,
straight to title shot. He's got the mouth on him. He's called out and is fighting a very dominant champion. I think for me he's the fighter of the week. Just for the fact that he's done so much in such a short space of time. I mean, it's been 7 months, 8 months, and now he's in a title shot. Well done. That's my fighter of the
brilliant,
week.
brilliant. You give it to me. No, man, that was a really brilliant one. Um, Terrence, yeah, Terrence the Black Panther Bolelo. I I'm very proud of that homie, man. You you just spoke about him at EFC 104. Oh no, EFC 103, right?
103.
At EFC 103, and it was wow, man. Terrence Balelo, man. Terrence, he's awesome. Met him at EFC 03. You were telling me about how awesome this kid is. And there it is. There it is. At 3 fights in the EFC, I never even knew that, man. And now he's already fighting for the title. Win or lose, he is creating an insane reputation for himself. And it's going to be amazing to see what he does.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. One thing that we covered at think EFC 105, and something that's been resonating is about the family spirit within MMA. We have, for example, the fighter you mentioned earlier, P.T. Coxon. Uh, his wife, very entertainingly, gives him corner advice from the first row, very loud.
But
And
that's it, man.
yeah, and there's a very family spirit. I mean, I've taken my kids there. There's a few kids there, and I love how a lot of the fighters are doing this for their families. They always say, "Listen, I'm fighting not just because I love fighting. You know, we've all got to work. We've all got to put something on the table. Like you said, you know, these people are warriors. They are always ready uh, for a fight, short notice. But a lot of them are also doing it for their families, and I think it's just lovely that you know families really at the heart of MMA. A lot of the fighters in MMA.
Yeah. I think that's probably the most transcendent, like, in no matter where, everybody's got different cultures, everybody's got different styles, everybody's got different points of view. But family is the one thing that is the constant. Family is at the center of what we fight for as people. And how beautiful that it is the center of MMA. I mean, we were talking to Mighty Mouse Mickey Clout, and he was telling us how he works two jobs, man. It is insane. He's a site manager at a construction site, and then at night in the morning he's gymming all the time. And he picked up a first round victory after working two jobs. Man, it is to put bread on the table is a big deal. MMA, we I think that that's a big reason why this podcast is so important, to bring light to the people that are entertaining us so that we can create a climate where these guys get a little bit more than what they're getting now, and a little
Mm.
bit more recognition, a little bit more status, and hopefully a little bit more cheese, baby.
And speaking of which, I mean, when you're talking about cheese and families, you're definitely going to talk about Michael Chandler, who we know has been on
Woo!
an adoption spree,
Yeah,
and that's one
your
very
boy,
family-orientated fighter, definitely. Like Michael
your
Chandler
boy.
really is about the family.
It's insane. Your boy's like Madonna, man. What's it?
Yeah,
Angelina
Angelina
Jolie out there.
Jolie.
It's insane. It's insane, but it's beautiful in the same sense because, I mean, your family, man. There's so many family orientated fighters. I mean, look at Max Holloway. Yo, that him and his son are such a tight unit, and I wouldn't be surprised if his kid is fighting in the next couple of years, spurring his dad on. Khabib Nurmagomedov with his dad. Wow, he had to retire after his dad passed, so
Exactly.
it's beautiful, man. And I think the family unit that's created in the gyms is so important. I mean, we got homies that, if you look at Rudy and Cabeza, the way they're in the same weight division, they carry on with each other like they're brothers. It's such a beautiful thing to see, crossing all lines, all boundaries, to find each other at just that one place, that one connective thing that makes you family. For people, it's blood. For us, it's MMA, man.
Especially if you
Yeah.
consider it from the point of a lot of the fighters or a lot of fighters might come from backgrounds that don't have family, and that the gym is the one place that they can find some sort of family, or they're far from home and their family's not anywhere close by, and the gym is the one place they can find family. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, just speaking about it now, Pantoja, wow, wow, deeply emotional things coming from him and family. He moved his family to, I think, Florida now from Brazil,
Brazil.
which is really like a big thing because, I mean, in Brazil the dollar is king, and he was speaking about how important they are and how this title and how the UFC has actually created a better life for him and those he cares about. And he was also doing two jobs. He was a Uber Eats driver, and he was the number one contender for the flyweight championship. So can you imagine like seeing Gift delivering your pizza here, man? It
And
would be
then a few
insane.
minutes later, you see him kicking. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
And I think we need to bring, well, not we, like me and you, like let's go rob a bank and start giving our money to fighters. But I think it's so important that we talk about it, that we push it, that we just show people that this is important. These guys are important. What they're doing is important.
And that's why Fight Club is my favorite movie, because it's exactly that. These people all have day jobs, and then at night they are down in some ratchet basement,
Yeah.
doing exactly what you've just described for exactly those reasons. So, yeah, no, it's phenomenal to have that sort of spirit in MMA because, like you said, family is at the heart of everything.
Okay, last little silly question. If you could fight any celebrity, who would you fight? Go.
Johnny Depp, too old. Why? Simply because, I mean, Jack Sparrow would be just so much fun. Like, he can put out any character, Edward Scissorhands, you name him, and he might just distract me. I don't know. And he was the first thing that came to mind. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go for Jeez, now I can't think of anything. I'm thinking of Zac Efron, but I think that would be a bad fight for me. I think Zac could mess me up. But I'd
Yeah.
probably I'd want to go for like she was the only person. Zach, I'm
Who would
coming
I
for
want
you.
to fight though? Let me think. I don't really want to fight Johnny Depp. I love Johnny Depp, but that would just be my way to meet Johnny Depp. Is to say, yeah, let's fight.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, what? No, man, I just want to
I'll
shake
just be
your hand.
starstruck, right?
Right.
Or just slap you, just like put your hand here and we're good.
Oh yeah, power slap, right? We could do power slaps. That would be awesome.
Ooh, power slap.
There's a couple of South African celebrities I think we could really get into power slap. You know what I mean? Casper slapping some other South African rapper. It would be awesome. Awesome.
You know,
Casper's
I would
big.
fight Michael B. Jordan.
Whoa, no, don't do that. Michael B. Jordan's huge, yo.
Because there it would give me the motivation to get to the right size and skill level to try and beat that. And beat him.
Michael B. Jordan is huge.
Yeah, he's the top of the actor pile in terms of like, well, him and Jonathan Majors.
Okay, so you fight Michael. I'll fight
Zach.
Jake. I'll fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul.
Wait,
after you fight
MMA?
Nate Diaz. You're definitely an MMA.
Right?
I could choke your boy out. Easy game. Just like put him to sleep. It'll be awesome.
See, I'm hoping that Michael B can't grapple. I'm gonna do a Royce Gracie on him.
Nice. There we go.
Just go down.
Come in the gi. Come in everything and just be like, okay, it's going down, Bobby. It's going down.
And that's why I think it's a fair enough matchup because I can see he's got a lot of boxing training and experience, which means as soon as it comes into the clinch, as soon as you start to grapple, as soon as it goes to the ground,
just knee. Just put that knee to the bodies, and then you go in for the takedown, take the legs, and you finish.
That's it. Take his back.
Boy. I mean, no,
him out.
King Shaka him. King Shaka.
So to everyone listening, that's the end of this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are taking comments, so anyone who's got any comments, anything you want us to talk about on the show, we are definitely ready to listen. We're at HeadKickpod on all platforms. That's Kick Him in the Head podcast. Signing out. Cheers,
guys.
Kick him in